Well, lots to talk about now. Votes are being counted in Arizona tonight, where 3 Trump-supporting Republicans are battling for the chance to fill Jeff Flake's Senate seat. That is on top of a huge night in Florida, an upset, where Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum has won the Democratic nomination for governor. Joining me now, CNN political commentators Matt Lewis, Steve Cortez, Angela Rye, and Maria Cardona. Good evening to all of you. Who do you think you're going to start with first? I'm going to start with Angela. Because Angela, were you in the room tonight?
I was in the room tonight,
Talk
Don.
to me about that.
Absolutely. Well, I think it's more important to talk to you about what I saw in the field. I've been campaigning for Andrew for the last 3 days here in Florida. We were in Miami, we were in Gainesville, we were in Orlando last week, and in Gainesville, and of course Jacksonville, and then Tallahassee today and yesterday. And the energy has been electrifying. I cannot even tell you how I felt like this was a done deal yesterday. We were driving up to Florida A&M's campus yesterday. And when we got to the campus, Don, I looked to my left and there was a rainbow in the sky, and I was like, it is written. It is over. And it was just this incredible feeling, like the energy of these students, knowing that they're going to go and support one of their fellow alums, knowing that there's someone who looks like them, who represents their interests, who everyone counted out because he didn't raise the same amount of money, who everyone counted out because of his age, who everyone counted out because he was not the person whose turn it was supposed to be. But you know what? It was his time, and that's what we told the students at Florida A&M yesterday. We told constituents all over this state that same message, and they agreed with us, Don. And it is an incredible feeling, because you know I was ready to give up after 2016. But I have all my hope back, and I am so, so grateful to the people of Florida for restoring my faith in the process.
So let me ask Steve, because I see you're sitting there, and it's funny when she said it is written and she saw the rainbow. I mean, you know, we can all relate to that. I had one of our political analysts on earlier, Harry Inton, and he said Democrats got the candidate they wanted, Republicans got the candidate they wanted. So what does this mean? What does this mean to you, Steve?
You know, I think what it means is that both on the right and on the left, what is winning lately is an anti-establishment upstart mentality, whether it's Ocasio-Cortez in New York, whether it's Mayor Gillum today in Florida, or whether it's Ron DeSantis winning decisively in the Republican primary in Florida. So what you're seeing is the anti-establishment movement, which, by the way, preceded Donald Trump. He didn't invent that movement. He became a harbinger of it, certainly in 2016. But that movement is very real. It's very broad. It's global, in fact. And I think we're seeing it on both the right and the left. You see it in the Bernie Sanders crowd. You certainly also see it in the America First deplorables crowd. Now, we have totally different prescriptions for how to solve the problem of working class people being abused in this country. But I think we both agree that working class people have been abused by our political class and by business elites in this country. Our prescription to solve that is a lot more freedom. Their prescription is a lot more government.
So, Maria, so let me ask you this, right? Because Florida, what, 28 to 30% people of color, right? Black and Hispanic. Mm-hmm. So Gillum is now going to face Trump ally Ron DeSantis, which, which Steve just talked about, excuse me. Right. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. So in the general election for governor, there couldn't be 2 more different candidates in ideology. So what is Florida looking for, Maria, you think?
Well, I think what is great about Andrew Gillum's victory is that he represents the future of Florida. He represents the now of this country. And what I mean by that is the coalition that he put together is a coalition of voters that is actually growing. You have young people, you have Latinos, you have African Americans, you have women, you have LGBT, you have working class voters, you have middle class voters, you have independents, disenfranchised Republicans. He spoke to so many people who have believed for a really long time now that the system is not working for them. So in that, I agree with Steve. The problem is that Ron DeSantis now represents the actual system that has not been working for so many people since Donald Trump became president. And what Donald Trump has done is, I think he has definitely made it so that a Republican who does not have his blessing cannot make it out of the primary. But in a state like Florida, as diverse as it is, with Donald Trump's stench of bigotry and racism with so many diverse communities in that state, I think it's going to be very difficult for somebody like Ron DeSantis to actually win the gubernatorial in November.
She set you
So,
up
Maria, then
perfectly,
how
Matt.
did
Hold on.
Trump
Let
win
me
this
get
state,
Matt
then?
in, and then you can respond. So Matt, because I don't want to get sidetracked here, but listen, one thing the president appears to be good at is picking winners in GOP primaries. Was that the case this evening?
Well, certainly in Florida it was. You know, what did Adam Putnam ever do to Donald Trump? I don't know. This is a guy who was seen as a rising star. At one point, I think he was like Dennis Hastert's, you know, kind of, not heir apparent, but, protege. He had all sorts of credibility, credentials at a young age, and being elected statewide in Florida. And he wasn't attacking Donald Trump. He wasn't running against Donald Trump, but he got out-Trumped by DeSantis. And if you saw that ad that DeSantis ran,
With his kids?
Yeah, it was one of the most shameful ads I think I've seen.
Well, that was
but it
so
worked.
creepy.
The kids were cute, at least.
It totally worked. It totally worked. And so, when it comes to picking Republican primary winners, Donald Trump is Michael Jordan.
Okay, listen, Steve, I know you're raring to get in. We'll let you respond on the other side of the break. Where we will also talk about, listen, we have heated discussions here on this program with the panels, but there's never any violence. But the president is predicting there will be violence if Republicans don't win come November. We'll talk about that.